Nefertari was a queen of ancient Egypt. She is often shown in pictures or statues. While we don't know for sure who her parents were, some clues suggest she might have been related to Pharaoh A. The words written about her show she came from a noble family, but it's not clear if she was the daughter of a king. She was connected to the goddess Mut, which hints she might have been from Thebes. Nefertari was married to Ramses II, one of Egypt's powerful kings. She had many important roles, like being the king's wife and the mother of his children. Some of her titles show she was involved in ruling Egypt and in religious ceremonies. She was also known for her beauty and kindness. Nefertari and Ramses II had several children, but we're not sure exactly how many. They had at least one son when Ramses became king. The names of their children were Amenhotep, later called Amenhotep, Pre-Hirwenimef, Merire, Mariatum, Mariatamun, and Hentawi. They are shown in pictures and statues in different places in Egypt, like the Luxor Temple and Abu Simbel. Ramses made Nefertari very important. He gave her special jobs, like being in charge of important ceremonies, which was usually done by the king. They worked together in the city of Thebes, where they prayed to the gods in a big temple called the Ramesseum. They also worshipped a god named Amun-Re in another temple called Luxor. In many temples, statues of Ramses and Nefertari are side by side. This shows how important she was to him. She also helped with important letters. One letter was sent to Queen Pudukhepa of Hatti after both kingdoms made a peace treaty. Even though the letter was broken into two pieces and found in different places many years later, it showed how Nefertari helped keep peace between Egypt and Hatti by sending gifts and good wishes. Here is a letter from Queen Nefertari of Egypt to Queen Pudukhepa of Hatti, and it reads, "Dear Queen Pudukhepa of Hatti, I hope you are well, my sister. I am doing well, and so is my kingdom. I wish the same for you and your land. I heard that you were worried about my health and about the friendship between the great king of Egypt and the great king of Hatti, our brothers. May the sun god and the storm god bring you happiness and peace, and may they keep our friendship strong forever. As a sign of friendship, I am sending you a gift through Parinawa, the king's messenger. It includes a beautiful necklace made of 12 strands of fine gold, weighing 88 shekels, a dyed linen cloak, a dyed linen tunic, 5 garments made of good fine thread, 5 tunics made of good fine thread, 12 linen garments in total. I hope you like the gifts, my sister." Nefertari, the great queen of Egypt. In the desert near the border of Egypt and Nubia, there are 2 temples carved into the mountains by Ramses II. One temple is for him, and the other is for his wife, Nefertari. These temples show the strength and power of Egypt. Nefertari is shown in many places in the temples, like on the walls and statues. Even though she is always shown with Ramses, he is still shown as more important. But Ramses must have really cared for Nefertari, as seen in the inscriptions saying she was the reason the sun shines and calling her full of charm and beloved. Just like the small temple goes with the big temple, Nefertari is shown as the queen next to her husband, Ramses. But he is always shown as more important than her. Even though their statues on the temple are the same size, Ramses has 4 statues and Nefertari has only 2. His name is always written above hers. But it seems Ramses really loved Nefertari a lot. There is a special message on the temple that says the sun shines because of her. Inside the temple, Nefertari is shown behind Ramses in pictures of their victories, but there's one special scene where she is getting crowned, showing she is also important. It seems like the temple was made to show that Nefertari was like a part of the gods. In the last picture of Nefertari, she is shown as important as the gods, showing she is like a god too. Later pictures show her daughter instead of her, which makes us think she may have died around the 26th year of Ramses II's rule. Nefertari's tomb is one of the most famous places linked to her. It's in a special place called the Valley of the Queens, where many important people were buried long ago. The valley is in a city called Thebes, and it was explored by people who study old things called Egyptologists. In 1904, E. Schiaparelli found Nefertari's tomb. They called it her House of Eternity. Sadly, when they found it, most of the things inside were gone, probably taken by robbers hundreds of years ago. But they did find some pieces of Nefertari's coffin, parts of her body, and other things, like special vases and sandals. In the 1980s and 1990s, a special team worked to save the paintings on the walls of the tomb. These paintings are very beautiful and show us what life was like a long time ago. The tomb is very big, and the paintings cover more than 500 square meters. Even though the workers had to work hard to make the walls ready for painting, the images are still clear and bright. They also tell us about Nefertari's journey to the afterlife, where she meets gods and goddesses. This journey is like a story that we can read on the walls of her tomb. Nefertari might not have been a queen who ruled, but people still think highly of her. People remember her because of her famous tomb in the Valley of Queens and the temples at Abu Simbel. She was always shown beside her powerful husband, showing that she was important during the first 25 years of his rule. People called her things like appeasing the gods and mistress of the two lands. She was honored more than any other queen married to a king. Her tomb, called her House of Eternity, and her titles show that she was a very important and beautiful queen, married to one of the most powerful rulers in history. Even though we know a lot about Nefertari, there are still many things we don't know. We don't know where she was born or who her parents were. We also wonder if she went to school, because she wrote letters to other important people. There are also questions about her age when she died, and if she was at the special ceremony for the Abu Simbel temples. These are just some of the mysteries about Nefertari that people are still trying to figure out.